Abdali Grammar School, Primary Mathematics, Lesson 3, Decimal 1, Thousandths, Chapter number 8, Lecture number 3, 69, Abdali Road, Islampura, Lahore. Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. Today we will discuss about thousands. How we express thousands in decimal and fraction. How do we express one part of thousand part as a decimal? Firstly, we express it in a fraction, then we express in a decimal. Here student, figure is shown. This figure is divided into total 1000 parts. This figure is divided into total 1000 part, and one part of 1000 part is colored. One part out of 1000 part is colored. So one part out of 1000 part is, we write it in fraction as 1 by 1000. We write it in fraction as 1 by 1000. Student, 1 by 1000 means we write it with a place value. 1 by 1000 is 1000. We write it as 1000, and we write it in a decimal as 0.001. We write it as a decimal 0.001. We write thousands as a decimal 0.001. We write 1 0 before point and 2 zeros after point, and we write our given digit, that is 1. Our decimal is 0.001. Now student, let's discuss about our decimal place values. Our decimal place values start after our decimal point. Before decimal point, it's 1 period. Before decimal point, place value is 1. We represent ones as 1, and after decimal point, place values are tens, hundreds, thousands. Tens, hundreds, thousand. We express tens as a fraction 1 by 10, and we write it as a decimal 0.110 before a decimal point. And we express hundreds as 1 by 100, and we write it in our decimal as 0.01. In hundreds, we write 1 0 before decimal point and 1 0 after decimal point. Our last decimal place value is 1000. We express it in a fraction 1 by 1000, and we write 1 by 1000 as a decimal 0.001. We write 1000 as 0.001. We write 1 0 before decimal point, and we write 2 zeros after decimal point. Now students, let's learn about the steps to express fraction as a decimal. Here student, let me discuss about the steps to express fraction as a decimal. Our step 1 is write fraction according to its place value. Step 1 is write fraction according to its place value. Our step 2 is write place value in digits. Write place values in digits. Our step 3 is add value of ones, tenths, hundreds, thousands. Add values of ones, tenths, hundreds, and thousands. Our step 4 is write answer in a place value chart. Now student, let's start to solve our question number 1. Express fraction as a decimal. Here student, our question is 36 by 1000. 36 by 1000, it's a proper fraction. We convert it in a decimal. Firstly, we follow our first step. We write it with a place value. We write it as fraction as it value 36,000. Now student, we separate 36,000 into two parts, 30,000, 6,000. 30,000, we write it in a fraction 30 by 1000. We less 1 0 from 30 and 1 0 from 1000. We get 3 by 100. Here student, 3 by 100, we write it in its place value. We write it as 300s, and we write with the sign of addition, we write 6,000s as it is. Now student, after we write it with its place value, now we write it with its digits value. Its digit value of 300s is 0.03 and a digit value of 6,000 is 0.006. Now student, after we write it in with our digit value, we follow our third step. In the third step, we add the digit value. When we add, we get 0.036. Now student, let's follow our last step. In the last step, we put it in a place value chart. We write 0 under ones, and after decimal point, we write 0 under tens. We write 3 under hundreds, and we write 6 under thousands. Now student, let's start to solve our second question. Express mixed number as a decimal. Now we express mixed number as a decimal. 1 whole 46 by 1000 in a mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. 1 whole 46 by 1000. Firstly, we write it with its place values. 1 whole place value is 1 ones. Here student, at numerator place 2 digit is right, 49, 4 and 9. Here the value of tens is 0. We write 0 tens, 0 tens, 4 hundreds, 4 hundreds, and 9 thousands, and 9,000. Student, at numerator place only 2 digit given, so the value of tens is not given, so we write 0 with tens. Now student, we follow our second step. We write it in we write place values in our digit value. We write 1 as 1, 0 tens as 0, 4 hundreds as 0.04, and 9 thousands as 0.009. Now we follow our fourth step. Student, third step, student, we add all the digit values. We get 1.049, and in the last step we write this value in a place value chart. We write 1 under ones, we write a decimal point, and after decimal point we write 0 under tens, 4 under hundreds, 9 under thousands. Now student, let's start to solve our third question. Our question number 3 is express improper fraction as a decimal. Express improper fraction as a decimal. Here our improper fraction is 3241 by 1000. Student, at numerator place 3241 is greater than our denominator 1000, so it's an improper fraction. We write it with a place value 3241 thousands. Student, here 3 is at ones place, 2 is at tens place, 4 is at hundreds place, and 1 is at thousand place. 3 is at ones place, 2 is at tens place, 4 is at hundred place, and 1 is at thousand place. Firstly, we write it with a place values. we write a number with its place values. Now student, we follow our third step. Now student, we write this with fraction. 3 ones plus 2 by 10 plus 4 by 100 plus 1 by 1000. Now student, we write this fraction in a decimal. 3 ones means we write 2 by 10 as a decimal 0.2, 4 by 100 decimal form is 0.04 and 1 by 1000 decimal form is 0.001. Now student, we add the digit values. We add 3 plus 0.2 plus 0.04 plus 0.001. We get 3.241. Now student, we write it in a place value chart. 3.241. We write 3 under ones. After decimal point, we write 2 under tens, 4 under hundreds and 1 under thousands. Now student, let's start to solve our last question. What are missing numbers? Here student, place value chart is given and the values right in this place value chart. The values are 32.145. 32.145. We write it with a place values 2 tens, 3 ones, 1 tens, 4 hundreds and 5 thousands. Now student, 2 tens means we write it in digit 20, 3 ones 3, 1 tens 1 by 10, 4 hundreds 4 by 100, 5 thousands 5 by 1000. Now we write this fraction in a decimal. 20 plus 3 plus we write 1 by 10 as a decimal 0.1, 4 by 100 as a decimal 0.04, 5 by 1000 as a decimal 0.005. Now student, we find the missing numbers. Here the value of digit 2 is, what is the value of digit 2? The value of digit 2 is 20. The digit 5 stand for 5000 and the value of digit 1 is, what is the value of digit 1? 0.01. The value of digit 1 is 0.01. Thanks for watching.